cross-examinations, man, it's something else. Um, so I know now where they're going with this case because they're wrapping this up. So they pretty much they pretty much said, as far as the forced labor is concerned, they're counting Cassie and Jane working the freak offs. That's what they're counting. They said it's forced labor because they said it took they said it took weeks to recover from. She said that's forced labor. Bruh. She said even the Astroglide crossed state lines. This is crazy. Look at Anthony Johnson. He said it's over with, Max. It's over with. Bro, just the way they're going at it. Just the way they're going about their business. It's crazy. Man, guys, it's crazy. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Even the Astroglide crossed state lines, folks. As they said that. I kid you not. Y'all read it. They are what you call going for it all now. They're going for it all. They said you're gonna do the right thing and find this man guilty. Do the right thing. They are really sticking it to him today. I heard that. Oh, let me tell you what else they said. They said if you heard in the audio, people taking notes just so he can get what he wants from Jane, you saw that in the courtroom. The attorneys passing notes to each other. Man, it's attorney Christine Slavic is the one that's administering this thing right now. Yep, it's attorney Christine Slavic. I thought it was Maureen Comey. And look, and on top of it, and they're doing a rebuttal. They're doing a rebuttal. Remember, I thought they only gonna go once? Nope, they doing a rebuttal, man. All right, so sorry about that. Bro, they trying to stick it to him, man. They said you see all the notes in that voice. They played I guess it was some recording that they heard. And she said you heard the Sharpie on the paper, them taking notes so he can get what he want. And she said you saw that in this case. You saw that in the courtroom with the attorneys passing notes to each other. Holy crap. Basically, now I understand. Like, I thought I had it right. They're trying to say that when Cassie was doing the free calls, she was employed to do that. She was a worker, and it was forced labor for her to do the free calls all the time. Because remember she said she was sore and everything. Remember when she said, "Hello, where am I at? Oh, I'm down here." She said she was sore and everything. They said it took weeks to recover, and that's why they said it's forced labor. I was like, oh my God. They trying to say that was her job. And being that he had her doing it so much, that's forced labor. So they got him on forced labor with 4 people. Her, Jane, Capricorn, Clark, and Mia. Just like we discussed. Crazy how they're doing it. Man, it's crazy how they're doing it, man. Craziness, y'all. That's what's going on right now. They said that Astroglide crossed state lines, bro. And I don't even know what to tell you. You said no video, don't recommend. Hold on, let me get you out of here. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I sent you out of here so you won't come back. Talking about no video, don't recommend. Well, let me get you out of here. The hell? The helly? What the hell are you on? What you want? What do you want to? You want to see me? You want a visual of what I'm saying? Of me bumping my gums? Technically, she was his employee, and her job was to do the free calls. That's what they're saying. Let me tell you, man. That's what they're saying. That man, listen, man. I'm telling you. They said it's forced labor to have to do the free calls all the time. And then they mentioned that one part with Jane saying that after he beat her up, she had to get herself together and put makeup on so she can go in there and service Paul until he ejaculated. Oh my God, they making him out to be a monster for sure. Oh my God. I told you them attorneys ain't no joke, man. They ain't no joke. They said that he is sitting back in his chair, like he got the chair pushed back from the attorney table away from the attorneys. That's like a sign of like he trying to seek comfort. You know, his family is in back of him. He nervous for sure. Basically, they were his sex workers. That's what they're saying. That's basically what they're saying. No, I'm going tomorrow. I was sitting there reading it. She finished the first part of her closing today. She finished it. She said, "You gonna do what's right and find him guilty, and I'll continue tomorrow." So the defense is up next, and then the um, the government go one more time as a rebuttal, and that'll be it. And then they'll charge the jury, and then the jury has the case. You said the fight she started. Here's the thing. That's fine. She started it, right? But they're saying that afterwards she had to go do a freak off. They saying that's forced labor. That they're applying that to this. I see where they're going with it, but we're gonna see what the jury says. You said maybe prostitution. Yeah, but if you're thinking maybe prostitution, that's not good either. You shouldn't even be thinking that. You thinking this is prostitution? That's not good. Because if you thinking that, he getting a minimum of 15 years per count. That's trafficking. So the fact that you went there and said maybe it's prostitution, Soren, that ain't good. Soren, that ain't good. See? You said you know this whole thing is gonna be really bad for all men. Well, you mean bad for all the men that's doing what he doing. Yes. But what I'm saying is if you're thinking maybe prostitution, damn, that's not good. You shouldn't even be thinking that if you don't agree with anything. But the fact that you said that's not good because that's a minimum of 15 years. Right, Ryan? So I get what you're saying, Soaring. You say if he's convicted on everything, not just like flying girls out, etc. It's a little different. You got to do it on a case by case basis because just flying somebody out to have fun is not illegal. What they're saying he did is illegal. What they saying he did is illegal. But it just your girlfriend or somebody you talking to, that's not illegal. Now, if you fly her out and force her to do something against her will, that's illegal. You said, are my comments showing? Having a problem with my internet? No, they're showing. You might be, Raven, you might want to come in and come back in. I'm sorry. Damn, I can't even talk. I had just ate. You might want to, oh man, you might want to exit out and come back in. You said you're in Melbourne, Florida right now. What's up, Superfly? You out in Florida right now chilling. But yeah, um, I get what you're saying, soaring energy. You're not agreeing with none of this. But the problem is, hey, Lisa, but the problem is you said, well, maybe prostitution. No, Soren, that's bad. That's bad. That's trafficking. And check this out. Check this out, y'all. Did they really drop any predicates? Did they really? Because they brought it up in the closing. They actually didn't really drop them. They just made it easier to understand. Do you agree with forced labor or not? I mean, not forced labor. She mentioned the Kid Cudi situation. She mentioned it in her closing. So that's a predicate act. So they did not drop that. They didn't. They just left it up. They left it up to the jury to decide if he did it or not. Yes or no. Okay, if you say yes, that's a predicate act then. So you can move on to the second predicate act. Okay? They just made it easier for them to understand. They made it less complicated. That's what they did. What's up, YouTube Unfolded? They just made it less complicated. That's all they did, folks. And they said that's all they were doing. They said, well, we're streamlining. I understand. Now, I completely understand how they're trying to convict them. I completely understand it. But however, it's up to the jury. I understand it now, but I'm like, man, oh man. You know what they did? They criminalized. Well, basically what they said was he's the enterprise, like we already discussed. Everything we discussed, she mentioned it. Everything. Guys, they must have been listening. Either they've been listening or I have a really good understanding of the law. And I don't give myself enough credit. She said he is the enterprise, right? And his bodyguards. She said it consists of his bodyguards, assistants, and KK. That's the enterprise. And they work together to set up these free calls. They cross state lines, even the Astroglide. And you remember when they said, get this, folks, get this. They said all of the free calls don't have to be illegal. You just have to find the one that's illegal to get them on this. They all don't have to be illegal. But the ones that are, she pointing them out. She said, you remember when, that's what she's saying. They all don't have to be illegal. But if you did one that's illegal, that's enough. I almost hit the floor when she said that. Guys, I almost hit the floor. I must have a good understanding, Ryan, because she repeated everything I said. She said, well, the law is the law, right? So maybe I interpreted correctly. She said, all of it don't have to be just one. All you got to do is find one, and you can move on. All you got to do is find one predicate act and then find another one. After you find that other one, it's over with. It's over with. Remember I said it? I said it just like that. As long as you find two, you can move on. She said it just like that, folks. I said as long as you find one and find another, okay, check it off. You can move on to the next one. Okay? You're done. You don't have to keep looking at it no more. Move on to the next charge. And guess what she said? And I repeated this before. Me and her we're twin flames, or I just understand it really correctly. Remember when I said the text message, what's the likelihood of him saying that he want to firebomb the car and it happens? She said it just like that. She said, what's the likelihood of that happening? You want to firebomb his car and it happens. Guys, I dropped the floor. I dropped my phone. I dropped it. I didn't break it. I dropped it. I placed it down and walked away. Oh my God. Yeah, we were saying that in the chat. She repeated it verbatim. She said, because people said, well, we can't prove that he firebombed the car. But I said, what's the likelihood of that happening? He said he want to firebomb his car and his car catch on fire. What's the likelihood? She said it. What's the likelihood of that happening? Guys, I put the phone down. I said, oh my God. That means in order to find him guilty of arson, you have to use your common sense. It's circumstantial. Nobody placed him there, but he texted to Cassie because he was mad. I'm gonna firebomb his car, and then next thing you know, that car burnt up a little bit. It didn't explode, but it was on fire. You YouTube unfolded. I put the phone down and walked away. I said, "Was this woman listening? Was she listening? Was she listening?" She wrote it in her thing. Was she listening or not? She said it verbatim. And I said it. I said this. I remember I said it. I said, "There's no smoking gun." I remember when I said you don't leave your common sense and experience away from the deliberation room? Guys, they be listening. Told you. Guys, they said, oh, you know what they probably like? Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to use that one. That's a good one. Check off. But I want to say they're not. Let's just go. Let's move forward. I just want to say they're not. You know why I say they're not? Because if you're interpreting the law correctly, you will repeat. Everybody will repeat the same thing. If you understand the law how it's supposed to be, you will repeat it. So I don't want to give myself no credit like that. Like they're sitting here watching me. They don't have to. She's a U.S. attorney. But the language she used, I used the same language and it was verbatim. Verbatim. I said, if you send a text message saying you want to burn somebody's car, what's the likelihood of that happening? Yes or no? And we all discussed it in here. She said it verbatim. What's the likelihood of that happening? Guys, I put the phone down and I walked away. And my mother said, well, guess what? I said, what? She said, it don't matter how many people listening to you. It depends on who's listening to you. That's what she told me. It don't matter how many. It matters who is listening. But she said, well, it could be like minds and you have the same verbiage. That could have been it. She said, that's probably what it is. She said she said the case is on circumstantials, meaning that the case is different than any other case. She said, you're going by this case here. My mother said, you're going by the chronological series of events of this particular case. And if you went by those events, you probably will repeat the same thing. That's what she said. My mother said the mistake that he made is that he turned it physical. That's the mistake. And then I said, remember when Cassie was like, she was nothing but a worker? I knew where they were going with it. I said, guys, her job was the freak off. She was an employee. That's what they're saying. And she said that. She said forced labor. She said it took a long time to recover from them freak offs, but they had to keep doing it. That's the forced labor. Or do you believe in the forced labor of Mia? And we talked about that earlier. When she said she worked how many hours. Guys, when they brought up that arson the way she did, I put the phone down. I promise you I did. Guys, they still talking about the arson. They didn't drop that arson. No, they did not. They just made it so the jury can understand it more. You know what they're making? You know what they did? The only thing the jury has to do is, do you believe he did it or not? Yes or no? And he didn't physically have to do it. Put your common sense together. If he typed a text message saying he want to firebomb the car, then mysteriously that man's car catch on fire, what she pretty much said was, you got to use your common sense. Lord have mercy. They played chess. So what they did was they had everybody like, my boy was like, bro, they didn't drop nothing. He told me this morning. He said, no, he said, you got to correct that. They didn't drop anything. He said, they're making it so it's a yes or no answer. He said, it's a common sense thing. Do you believe it happened? Yes or no? He said, that's what they did. He said it's called streamlining. He said pretty much they're making it easy for them to get to the finish line. Because he said if they didn't, they probably deliberating for like a week or so. So he said it's a yes or no answer based off of your prior knowledge and experience. He said because, hold on, let me just do this because I'm gonna get out of here. He said when you in the deliberation room, you got to use your common sense to get to the answer. Sometime, he said when it's circumstantial. But he said, bro, they ain't dropped nothing, bro. He said, these are the feds. He said, they ain't dropped nothing. He said, they sitting up here playing chess. He said, that's what they doing. He said, they don't drop nothing, man. So here's the thing, what they did. They dropped the verbiage. So it comes down to, do you believe Capricorn when she said she was kidnapped to go to Kid Cudi house? Do you believe it, yes or no? If you do believe it, check it off for a predicate act. Move on. That's what they did. He told me, he said, them attorneys are gangster. Gangster. But the problem is, I didn't believe in myself this time. I thought I had it wrong. So he was like, man, don't second guess yourself. Just come to me if you got some answer. You need questions. But he said you was on the right track. He said, and you know what he told me? He said, everybody in your chat understood it. He said, there wasn't nobody that didn't understand it. He said, they read it. He said, they knew what it was. He said, y'all should have just talked it out. He said, y'all understood it right the first time. It's a yes or no answer. He said, that's what it was. He said, it's a yes or no answer. No, they're not. They're not state charges. See, what they did was, folks, some of those state charges were past the statute of limitations. So the feds picked it up and turned it into a RICO. Okay, so with the RICO, it has to be within a 10-year period. There is a timeline, though. It's within a 10-year period that those acts had to have occurred with under the RICO. So I'll be there in the morning. I'm going there early. And I'm going at the right time too, because the defense is closing, and then the prosecution is doing a rebuttal, and so I'm gonna be there at the right time tomorrow. That's where it starts at. Kid dribbling the ball, he going to practice. That's where it started at on the playground. I used to play on this playground too. They got some good runs out here. I'm looking right now. There's some good runs going on out here still. They should be having summer league going on now though. I'm gonna have to go down there and check the games out. They got a little bench over there where you can sit. So yeah, man, we don't have to second guess ourselves no more. We all understood it correctly. Now, it's a whether or not you agree with what they did to him. But now we just have to sit here and have the discussion to find out where the feds are going. We know where they're going with it. You know, the crazy thing is, I see why these squirrels ain't scared, yo. There's a guy down there, he's feeding them and they all around him. So I guess they expect they're used to that. Feeding them whatever it is. And it's a nice breeze out here too. It's a nice breeze. I appreciate it. It's a nice, cool breeze, man. Um, it's almost like a chill. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Like it's like a chill before the verdict. It's a chill coming over us. Only thing I can say to y'all is they're using them as workers. They said they were working. Remember, she getting her rent paid. Well, she's technically a worker. Do you believe that they were his girlfriends or workers? It's up to you. It's like a cool breeze for one moment, but it was been hot for a minute. I'll take this whenever I can get it. Like weather like this, I take this all year round. Weather like this. They got the soccer out there, kicking the soccer ball around. They got a soccer field over here too. The baseball field too. They redid this part. But yeah, I was just like, wow, I was just like shaking my head. I said, I see where they going with it. They pretty much saying she was a worker the whole time. That's pretty much what they're saying. And then they said that he didn't allow her to make money off her music. That's what they said. And he had everything. He had a say so on what she wore, how she wore her hair, her nails, everything. So she was a worker under the enterprise. Pretty much what Attorney Slavic said. Cassie was a sex worker. Pretty much what she's saying. And she said it's forced labor too. Forced labor. And then she said, here's where the coercion coming at. She said the text messages when he said that I'm gonna show this video to people when he got mad at her. They're using that against him. And then they brought up her mother sending him the money. Man, she went ham today, yo. She went ham. I'm gonna tell you right now, whoever's closing for the defense, they gotta go all out with it. That's the only thing I can tell you. They gotta create the doubt. They gotta go all out with it. You hear what I'm saying? YouTube Unfolded, C Mac, Fox, they gotta go all the way with it. They gotta go all the way with it. He's sitting back, and see, here's the thing. His posture, they said he's sitting back in his chair. He moved his chair back from the table away from the attorneys. That's showing he's uncomfortable, which I understand. Okay, I understand. It's like he's trying to seek comfort. They throwing the football around. We got all sports out here. They got the soccer ball. They throwing the football. They working on their routes. That's what they doing. See, that's where it starts, guys. These guys want to be professional. Yep. He working on his routes. They working on their route running. Um, there ain't no days off. That's what it takes, man. Shit, I go out there and run routes with him and pull something. I straight up pull. So it's about to rain too. I knew the rain was coming. I feel it. That little rainwater when it hits you feel good though. It feels good. Um, they said, man, listen, guys, she went ham, yo. Attorney Slavic, Christine Slavic, just went all the way ham with it. She went ham on him, man. She said, you remember in the recording, you can hear a Sharpie on paper. That's what they're doing here in court, passing notes around. That's what they're doing in court. They're passing notes. I'm like, Lord have mercy. She's saying basically what she's saying is he's still trying to be manipulative, even in court. That's what she's saying. All right, it's really starting to rain now. It's really starting to rain. is it's really going at it now. Hold on. She said, man, he's doing the same thing in court. That's pretty much what she's saying without saying it. He doing the same thing in court. Not even respecting y'all, yo. That's what she's saying. Lord have mercy. She said, do the right thing and find him guilty. I'll see you. She said, I'll see you tomorrow. I feel like just playing the Undertaker music for her. Damn. Start playing the Undertaker music. Yeah, it's raining, boy. All right. It's crazy. I didn't know she was going to come with it like that. I didn't know she was going to get with it like that, man. Yeah, I read it. I read the closing remarks. You said, where were all their W-2s at? That's what she's saying. That's what makes it illegal. They ain't had no W-2s, man. This was like underground. Yeah, and they're going to do their closing rebuttal. They going twice with it. I thought they weren't. They going twice. Yeah, no W-2s or 1099s, man. Well, let's look. Let's do this. It's not over yet. Let's wait for the defense. And then Inner City Press described how his attorneys were. Some of their attorneys had their chins in their hand. That's what he said. They were leaning their chins into their hand on the table. Now, I take that as they're concentrating, trying to come up with something. They concentrating. But basically what they have to do is they got to poke holes in it. Because we didn't hear from, now they're going to have to point out, watch this, I bet you they repeat it. They're going to have to point out that we didn't hear from the bodyguards or Roger Bonds, because Roger Bonds' name came up in the closing. And Uncle Paulie. And what's the other one? D-Rock. All their names came up. Roger Bonds, D-Rock, Uncle Paulie, and Fahim. All their names came up in KK, and we didn't hear from them. So they're going to have to point that out. Why didn't we hear from them? Maybe they wouldn't support the narrative. They're going to have to say that. They're going to have to. Yeah, they didn't testify, and it could cause issues. Right. It could cause issues with doubt. So remember, guys, even though Attorney Slavic was cooking, it ain't over yet because the defense didn't go up. They're going up tomorrow. I will be in the building. I will be in the building dressed in all black. I'm going to be dressed in all black, yo. All black. I'm dressed in all black. Okay? I'm going to be dressed in all black, man. Okay? That's it. Dressed in all black, man. Black shades on everything. You said just be careful. Yeah. Be careful. Absolutely. Because I'm sure it's intense now. Well, we already discussed it. You said, well, the rebuttal will try to diffuse the defense. They're going to have to. That rebuttal is going to diffuse the defense. They're going to put out the fire again. She gonna be like, you saw the pictures of her face. You saw the pictures, right? You saw they brought up the hotel video. You saw the hotel video, how he dragged her. She said, that's kidnapping. Whoo, Lord. Whoo, Lord. And I had just said that. I said, that's considered kidnapping. And kidnapping doesn't only have to be for a short second. You only got to hold somebody for a short second for it to be kidnapping. And Lord have mercy, she said it. Lord have mercy. I stopped reading. I said, I can't read this no more. I had to go outside. I can't read this no more. This woman is too much. I can't read it no more. Can't read it. But the defense have to do their thing. No, it ain't gonna be Still. I think it's gonna be Agnifilo. Mr. Agnifilo is gonna be doing the closing. He's a lead attorney. But if it was up to me, it'll be Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele. Okay, because Mr. Steele gonna sit up there and bring the emotion. Mr. Steele. Okay? But I don't know if they going with me. I see, maybe I'm wrong. I thought Comey could do the rebuttal. Because that's what they did. Wait a minute. They could have Comey do the rebuttal. Because Slavic did the the closing. And then Comey could do the rebuttal. They're like the tag team champions, man. They're going for the title. But as of right now, I gave you the baseball reference. Guys, Mariano Rivera is trying to close it out. It's Mariano Rivera versus is Mariano Rivera versus, I gotta come up with another one. Pedro. They gotta bring Pedro. Now if Steele come, I'm gonna say not Pedro, I'm gonna say Roger Clemens. I'm gonna say Roger Clemens because he did a closing before. I'll have to say they coming with that fastball. They coming with Roger Clemens. But right now they got the state, the government has Pedro on the mound. CC Sabathia walked off. And he tipped his hat to the crowd. The crowd, they remember the crowd be cheering. He had to come out the dugout and tip his hat. That's what they doing. They trying to. But it doesn't mean that the defense can pull one out. They can pull one out and create doubt. All they have to do is create doubt and have it stick with the jury. That's it. So I'm trying to look at this both ways. Hey, C note, it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. So it ain't over yet. The defense goes tomorrow. And tomorrow it'll be a little different because I'm going to be in the building. I'm going to be in the building for this one, for the closing. And it's perfect because now I'm in the building for the defense closing. And if they nailed it, I'm going to tell y'all they nailed it. They nailed it. They gotta spend a lot of time on what reasonable doubt means. Since people are listening to me, they got to spend some time on reasonable doubt. They have to. They got to spend they got to spend half of the morning and half of the closing, half of the finale on reasonable doubt. They have to. And I hope they have illustrations because they didn't today. She was just reading from her paper. But she still was like kind of cooking. You said all of us who attend bachelor or bachelorette parties are traffickers. Well, we didn't. Did you set it up? We didn't set it up. That's only if you set it up. But see, no, that's a little different. That's a little different. But maybe they will go that route. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, did we set it up? Is it under our business? I don't know. Now, check this out. This is what she said. This is what I remember as well. So she said at first she brought it up. She said Jane was okay with the free costs at first. She was okay with it. That's fine. She said that's fine. But she said the moment like she got beat up and she had to still do a freak off, that's still legal. That's what she said. She said you only have to find one instance of it being illegal. That's it. And you can move on. She said that. It don't have. She said all the freak offs didn't have to be illegal for him to be guilty. Just one. Just one instance. That's it. Just one instance. So if they sitting there saying, damn, is that all I need? Damn, well, that was seen kind of illegal. Then boom, they got him on it. They said you only need one. And they said the judge is going to explain to you what forced labor mean. He's going to explain it to you, meaning when they get charged tomorrow, when he give them the jury instructions, he's going to describe to them what forced labor is. So they're going to get all this tomorrow. They're going to get charged tomorrow. And once they get charged, they officially, I'm going to tell you guys, they got the case. Now they have the case. His fate is in their hands now. That means taking it all the way to the door. They going into the door, meaning the deliberation room, or they call it the box. He taking it all the way there. Transport and prostitute is legal in most states. That's what they saying. They pretty much was prostitutes, man. And guess what she said? Guess what she said? It don't have to be for money. It don't have to be for money. When you think about prostitutes getting money, it don't have to be for money. It has to be for his gratification. That's all you need. Lord have mercy. She said, don't have to be for money. Okay? So if that's what you're thinking about, jury, he don't have to get money from this. Just his sick pleasures. That's what she's saying. So again, under the Mann Act, crossing state lines for the purposes of prostitution or illicit sex acts or commercial sex acts. And it can be consensual. No, he don't have to drag her in the room. He just had to do it for a little bit. And that's considered kidnapping. And then also they said he kidnapped her when when she got beat up, she had to be forced to stay in a hotel. And the bodyguards was watching her. That's kidnapping. Lord have mercy. All you have to do is believe that happened and you can move on. Now, what Ms. VS said, YouTube Unfolded said, it might be problematic because we didn't hear from the bodyguard. You said people so worried about getting rid of folks here without papers, and they should be mobilizing for charges to old ass laws. They're not doing it. They're not mobilizing for charges for old ass laws. They're not. And they should be mobilizing for what's going on too if the people ain't got their paperwork. See, it's a human issue. If they're already in the country, they could stay. Okay? It's too late. They already crossed. It's already crossed. It's a human issue when you're dragging them out. They dragged one lady out and she had a panic attack and then got sick over it. At that point, it's too much. It's too much at that point. It's too far. No, we learned that in the other case that we followed. This person that we followed, he got charged with what was it? False imprisonment. The false imprisonment didn't have to be for a long time. It just had to be for a little bit. And that's false imprisonment. They found him guilty on it. You said me simply holding someone against, yeah, it could be kidnapping. Yes. And it only have to be for a few minutes. Not even. dragging them, forcing to try to drag them back. They're saying that that's kidnapping. We're just trying to go on where they're going with it. We're trying to understand where the prosecutors are bringing this. So that's what they're doing. That's exactly where they're going with it. Okay, and then they brought up Capricorn Clark. Remember saying she had to take a lie detector test? But guess what I just found out? You remember they said they took her to a warehouse? They said that was the future place where his enterprise would be located. He turned that into an office. I didn't know that. That was the future area where he was going to have his offices. I didn't know that. So she said she had to take a lie detector test, and he said, I might have to unalive you if I find out you lying, and it's just crazy. They brought all that up. So what they're doing is they're trying to throw everything at the table to see what sticks. They're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. And they better hope they don't have no cooked pasta to stick to that wall. They better hope not. It's crazy. So that's what they're saying. That's where they're going with it. So we know where they're going with it now. They considered them women as sex workers. And they said it's forced labor. Get this. Not just when you're thinking of forced labor, you're thinking about the assistants, right? Yeah, that too. But they're saying that they talked about how they had UTIs and it hurt afterwards and they were sore and it took time to recover and they still had to do the free calls. She said that's forced labor. And she said the judge gonna describe it to you. Lord have mercy. It's in the AM. And they're gonna spend a lot more time tomorrow. He said tomorrow is gonna be a longer day. And if it's raining like this out in New York now, it's raining on their rain. I hope they got umbrellas out there. It's raining. I had said before, if this verdict is a short verdict, that's not going to be good for him. It's not going to be good if this is a short verdict. Because that means they don't have no holdouts. All I got to do, let's say Ryan is trying to get on the elevator, right? And the elevator opens, he goes to the elevator and I hold his arm and push him back. That's holding him against his will. In that instance. Especially if he warned me and say, get off of me, and I do it again, he can go ahead and call the police. And it could be also intimidation because I could be even making threats. Or as they call it, terroristic threats. I think we all should know the law. That's why I say with this case, we learn a lot. We learn a lot. We can educate other people. Hey, man, keep your hands to yourself. Don't do this, do that, because I already know. I watched the Fed case. That's why I know what false imprisonment is, because we studied it in another case before this one. So we know about false imprisonment. Because we heard the jury instructions. When the judge was reading the jury the instructions, we got educated on what false imprisonment is. That's why we all remembered it. Any short movement, yes. You said you feel like they moving the goalposts. Well, that'll be up to the jury to decide that, if they moving the goalposts. That's the jury. They have a lot of power, the jury. They can decide it and like, okay, nah, this is this, and this. So, only thing he can ask for is them to have a thorough deliberation. You know, to be really thorough about the evidence. Watch all the evidence that they need to. That's being thorough. But they might have their minds made up on certain things. Like, okay, we already got our predicate acts, so we can move on. Now let's find out about this trafficking part. Was this really trafficking or not? They might spend a lot of time on that. Yeah, she's saying she doesn't hate him. Now, you know how I interpreted um, Jane hugging the attorneys? You know how I interpreted that? Now, let's see if anybody interpreted the same way. We can talk. It was girl power. Like, she hugged both of the women. Like, I know you're just doing your job, but but you're a woman. I'm a woman. Let me hug you. That's girl power. That's what I thought. That's why she did it. That's why I thought. It wasn't like she did it for, like, you a woman. With her and Tenny Garagos was going in, but, you a mother, and I'm a mother. You know what I'm saying? You just doing your job. I love you, girl. Do your thing, girl. See what I'm saying? That's what she did. Do your thing, girl. You doing your job, girlfriend. Do it. That's the way I took that. Okay? I took it just like that. You say even consent is still trying. That's what they're saying, gangster. That's what they're saying. They saying, okay, no, here's another thing. Let me add on to that. You know what else they said? Some of it can be legal. But the instances where it's illegal, that's what you get them on. That's what they're saying. Because Jane originally she was down with it, right? That's what they're saying. We're not contending that she was down with it, but she wasn't down to get her ass kicked. What they're saying is she wasn't down to get her ass kicked and had to do a freak off until the man, she said, ejaculated. Then it was it. So that's where they're going with it. I just wanted to understand. I'm finally listening to where they're going with this. How are they tying this together? That's what they're doing. But for us, we're gonna wait and see. All our questions are gonna be get answered with the jury. If what the prosecution did was enough, the jury is gonna respond till we're gonna know eventually. We're gonna know if their strategy worked. We're gonna know. Because the defense is contending that this is not what it is. And the burden of proof is not on us. So I like this part of the trial. So it's over. So we're going to the closing now. We're discussing the closing now. So the next step is, guys, we'll be discussing after the closing. We'll go over what I heard with the jury instructions, and then maybe we'll do like a little mock deliberation. That's what I wanted to do. I want to do like a mock deliberation. Like, I'm going to pick, instead of picking 12, we're going to pick whoever we got in the room. And in my job, we're going to pick a 4-person. And that 4-person is going to try to, regulate everything. We're going to go over each charge, and we're going to go over each predicate act. And we're going to agree. We're going to try to find out, because I still have my notes. We're going to find out if they met their burden on that or not. Now, for example, let's go to the arson real quick. I'm going to do a poll. But before I do the poll, let me just say this. There was a text message of him saying, I'm gonna firebomb that you know what car, right? And then his car didn't get firebombed, but we know the seats and stuff and the upholstery got burned up a little bit with the Molotov, if that's what you call it, a Molotov cocktail, a old English bottle. It was an old English bottle at that. Now, some of the details on that is we don't have video of the person doing it, okay? We don't have video of the person doing it. Female DNA was on the bottle. They did not do any forensic examination of the glove that was found because that was proven to be Kid Cudi's glove, driving gloves. The surveillance in his home wasn't working. Capricorn Clark testified that they came and got her. She's saying against her will, and she felt she had to go or else. They went inside his house. Kid Cudi said he met with Puff. He asked him, what's up with my car? Puff said, what car? I thought we were cool. So let me start a poll real quick just on that. And we can still talk about it. I'm just going to put it up here. I'm going to just simply put not guilty, guilty. All right. I'll put another one, undecided. Because that could happen in the deliberation room too. They could be undecided. And if they're undecided, they can move on. So that's fair to say undecided. There's the poll. We're only on the arson right now. Let's see. See what y'all say. I put undecided there because we got to make it realistic, because sometime in the deliberation room, somebody could be undecided and they can move on. Let's move on to another predicate act and come back. So again, early in the morning, Cassius Clay. Early in the morning. Same time as today, but they're going to start. It's going to be a later day tomorrow, which means they'll probably go to like 5 tomorrow, maybe 6. Oh, wow. We got the majority, 52% is saying guilty. 35 is not guilty. 19%, 12% is undecided. Okay. We'll leave it up for a minute. Because like I said, you guys represent the jury. You guys represent the jury. Now, what's the likelihood of his car catching fire after that text message? Is it a huge coincidence? Maybe. But I know what you're saying. Well, they got to prove it. Well, not all. Some things are circumstantial. You don't need a smoking gun. You have to put everything together and put your thinking caps on. Okay, we got 37% not guilty, 51% is guilty, 11% undecided out of 35 votes. Yeah, should have just paid her, and that's it. Because if he paid her, it wouldn't have gone public. Yes, if he had paid her before it went public, but he paid her. But what you're saying before, yeah, he should have did it from the jump because it wouldn't have went public, and the details of that couldn't go public. Okay, so we got 39 votes. Let's just leave it up for a minute. Let's at least get to 50 votes. If we get to 50, that'll be a good representation. But right now, as you see, it's 50% saying guilty, 38% said not guilty, and 12% undecided on the arson. And you don't have to tell us how you voted. Let's just keep it with the percentages. You don't have to say it. Yes, female DNA on the bottle. Yes, you are absolutely correct. That came out in court. Yes, it did. An old English bottle at that. We're at 42 votes. And the car registered to bad boy Chantel that was saw leaving from the house. That was seen leaving from the house. The cop ran the plates and then went back to bad boy entertainment. We're at 44 votes now, and it's still at 52%, 34%. That 34% is kind of high. It is. So it could mean that they could be hung up on that. Could have a holdout. That 34% is pretty high. It is. It's pretty high. So that's actually good for him. Even though 52% of you said guilty, but there's 34% that's saying not guilty. So out of that 34%, they could be a juror as well. And they could be hung up on that. So it's not overwhelming. I mean, it's 52%. I was expecting the not guilty. If it was a little lower, like if it was like in the teens, I said, okay. It's not in the teens. It's at 36% right now. That's actually that's kind of working for, yeah, that's working for doubt. Somebody has doubt somewhere, which means that if you're in the jury, y'all going to have to move on to another predicate act. That's pretty high. So we have to look at those percentages and study it. That percentage is pretty high. It is. It's really high. And then you have some people like, well, you know what? I'm undecided because, there's no video or there's nothing time. The people that's undecided, they want a smoking gun. That's what they want. And they could be in the jury too. They could be a part of the jury pool as well. We're 2 votes away. Let me see what other predicate act we could talk about. Uh, uh, what other predicate act y'all want to cover? I'll leave that to you guys. What do you think? You want to go with the bribery? Well, the Mann Act is not a. We going with predicate acts right now. We're on the first charge. The Mann Act is actually a count in itself. Well, we can go to the Mann Act. We could if y'all want bribery. Okay. Is there a captain or leader of the jury? Yes, there is, Howard. They're going to elect a jury foreperson. The jury foreperson is going to be in charge of filling everything out, making sure everything goes smoothly. Yes. It'll be a jury foreperson. We got one more vote. Yeah, arson isn't an actual charge. It's under the RICO predicate. Yes. But if you want to go with a charge, do y'all want to go with a charge or y'all want to stay with the predicates? LA Soul, that's they saying he in trouble. You said now what you say it. You can say who from who, say it. Everybody, at the end of the day, man, I have to realize that everybody's entitled to their content, man. Okay, let's stay with the predicate. Ticket. Hold on. Okay, we have 51 votes. Okay, that 39% is high, guys. Look at it. That 39% is high. Guilty 47%, not guilty 39%. That's pretty high, man. You guys might be hung up on that charge. I mean on that predicate. Y'all hung up on that. Because I'm telling you, one of you guys will be in that jury and y'all will be hung up. Let's go to bribery. All right. So we working on bribery now. Let's see what y'all say. We're gonna go to 50 votes. Remember, your vote counts because you're representing the jury. So your vote actually is holding weight. Just remember that. Uh-oh. Tajah said bribing who? he go say not guilty. Well, then say not guilty, man. He said bribing who? So we know your vote. So go with it. Right. Yes, Fox on. Okay, so let's talk about it. So we saying allegedly because he wasn't found guilty on anything yet, okay? Let's just say allegedly. He paid $100,000 to get that security tape back. Okay, the guy testified. He received 100,000. He split it up with his partners, and he bought him a used car out the deal. Okay, that's what happened. It's John said, "I already know your vote, so you don't even have to say nothing." I know he said bribing who. See, you know what Tajali is doing? He's doing jury nullification, man. He like bribing who, man? Bribing who, Max? He came up here. He came out the bushes and said it. Because he got tired of us talk. He got tired of me talking, man. He's like, you know what? Let me come out the bushes real quick. Bribing who? Bribing who, man? Max, cut it out. Bribing who? You said, okay, I thought the 100K was obstruction. Okay, so what you're saying is you were hung up on, okay, so now you understand it. But I already know your vote. Because you came out real quick out of the bushes with it. You said bribing who, Max? Who? And with a question mark, bribing who? That's how you said it. Bribing who? Not what up to anybody. How's everybody doing? Bribing who, man? Like, for real. Stop. Okay? And look, you know the crazy part is? We up to 31 votes that quickly. Let me see how it looks. Oh my God. 68%. Yeah. 68%. Only 6% is Only 6% is undecided. That's jury nullification. That's my jury nullification people right there. Not guilty. That's my jury nullification people too. Shout out to y'all. And Jason J, he's like, man, guilty, Max. Come on, man. Move on to the next one, man. He said guilty, man. Move on to the next one so we can get two out of the way. Let's just say the other one was kind of undecided. This one is we might get this one. It's 68%. And we already at 40 votes. Already. You said, I don't like how he done Shaka Khan and her daughter hates him. Oh my God. C Note bringing other shit into it, man. This is bad. He came, I don't even heard about that story. He's I don't even like how he did Shaka Khan and them. Truth be told. See, you know what C Note is thinking? He guilty as fuck. I don't give a damn. He guilty. I don't even like how he did Shaka Khan, man. I don't like how he did Shaka Khan. Now you know that's bad. You know that's bad. Where did that come from? See, now you know that's bad right there. He said, I don't even like how he did Shaka Khan. Her daughter don't like him. I'm just saying. Not he brought she is it C Note you brought Shaka Khan into it, man. Come on, man. You're supposed to be on the jury right now, C Note. Come on, C Note. Look, we'll be in the jury wilding out. C Note will bring that up in the jury room. And I don't like how he did Shaka Khan. I'm just telling y'all. Come on, C Note. Chantel, they can't be on the jury. I don't even like how he did Shaka Khan, truth be told to you. What unapologetic Melanie? Let me see. What did you say? Hold on, let me see. Okay, you probably are. You probably are. You got some people like, man, Max, F your polls, man. Not guilty, man. F your polls. We know we got some FUs in here, man. F your polls, man. How about that? Not guilty. Since my vote counts, bitch. That's probably what somebody's saying. Not guilty. How about that? Jury nullification. You the one said it, Max. You the one said jury nullification. So jury nullification, not guilty. Move on. Because I'm going to tell you the not guilties is pretty high. But we at 70% though. That 70%, we're going to say that since it's at 70%, that's overwhelming. It's over 50%. We're going with that predicate act. We got them on that. We got them on that predicate act. Because that's very overwhelming. 70% is overwhelming. Come on, where the not guilties at? Y'all vote. Because we already know. We're sorry about that. I had got a call. I'm like, man, let's move on, man. Because I don't like what he did with Shaka Khan, man. Like, for real. He's sitting up there doing that to Shaka Khan. So we going on. So what we doing is Ben, we're trying to get y'all to vote to see what y'all say because y'all represent the jury. Guys, the 29% is pretty high, guys. That 29% is high. I think we can't vote on that one either. That's pretty high. That means we're gonna have somebody in that room that's gonna say no to that predicate act. Do we agree that 29% is too high? Is it too high to say that we got it? What y'all think? That 29% of not guilty is pretty high. I'm gonna see if I can see if it was like in the teens, but that 29% is pretty high, and we have 52 votes. Yeah, we're gonna say hung jury on that, Ben. Ben, we going with hung jury on that. We got to because the 29% is too high. I can see if we're in the teens. Yeah, let me see the undecided. Undecided is at 6%, but the not guilty is pretty high, Chantel. We cannot unanimously come. We have not unanimously came up with nothing yet. We haven't. We haven't. And what's the name is trolling me. He said, I'm at not guilty on the. Okay, so let's just stop there. You know what? This is what we'll do. How about this? Let's just end it here because now we at 31%. That's too high. We didn't come up with nothing on that. Let's go to one of the charges. We'll come back to the RICO. Let's go to everybody know the Mann Act. Let's go to the Mann Act. As of right now, no, we didn't come up with a hung jury yet. Let's go with the Mann Act. I'm curious to see. Now we're just gonna see if he gonna beat this charge. Hold on. Guilty. For this one, we're not going with undecided. We're going with just simply not guilty or guilty. Let's get it. I'm not giving you a third option. Let's just go with it. Not guilty or guilty. That's what we want to know. Let's see if he can beat this with us. And I'm looking for an overwhelming yes. Overwhelming not guilty. That's what I'm looking for. You guys remember your vote counts, and you know your vote counts. So whether you trolling, well, come on. If you trolling, Max, I think we need jury instructions. Oh my God. See, no, you've already brought in um, Shaka Khan. So you're thinking Shaka Khan right now. You're voting for what he did to Shaka. I don't know. What did he do to Shaka Khan? What did he do? Yeah, we need a sidebar, Ben, because this is getting ridiculous. And look, we're already at 26 votes already. So you guys, Ben, you got your vote. And y'all don't have to tell us how you voted. Let's just look at the numbers. Yeah, 25% is 3 out of the 12 jurors. Thank you. You did the math. Somebody do the math for me. Do the percentage for me. So the 29%, if you count the 12 jurors, that's 3 out of the 12 jurors. Thank you. Okay. I know you. Okay, I know you voted. Okay. So we'll wait. Guys, it's too close, man. It's too close. It's 45-55. That's too close. Guys, he has a chance of getting a hung jury now. I think this might end in a hung jury, bro. For sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Damn, I messed up. I should have said, well, we're gonna say the Mann Act. Well, I should have said the Mann Act on Cassie. Should I start it over? Because I messed up. Because he's being charged with the Mann Act on Cassie and Jane. It's two separate charges. Should I start it over? What do y'all think? Or should y'all just keep it at? Hold on, let me start it over. My bad, my bad. My bad, y'all, my bad. I know y'all like, bro, get it together, bro. Puff guilty of Mann Act of Cassie. Let's just say Cassandra Ventura. Question mark. Let's say guilty or not guilty. Not guilty. Guilty. All right, we going with Cassandra Ventura, man. My bad, y'all. Because he got two charges of the Mann Act, one on Cassandra Ventura and one on Jane. I forgot to specify. That's important, actually, because y'all might be thinking of Jane. Remember, you guys represent the jury. Why are you the 13th juror? Because you could have easily been on this jury if you lived in that area. You could have easily been picked for the jury. You've heard everything so far. Okay. And your opinion and your vote matters right now. It doesn't matter. It matters. It don't matter what we think. It don't matter how I think. Your opinion matters and your vote matters. That's how we trying to be realistic here for just because you guys the jury. And then we'll do the percentages based on the 12 men and women of the jury. We'll work out that percentage. But so far y'all were even, dead even, almost. And we all, I'm telling you guys, we did this before in the last trial, and we were not wrong. The percentages were not wrong. We got everything correct on that last verdict with Nature Boy. The percentages got everything correct. It was overwhelming, not it was overwhelming guilty, and he was found guilty on everything. So these percentages matter. Okay, Cassie, Chantel said Cassie guilty. Maybe I should have did it like that. But anyway, we're gonna go with Cassie first. We got 23 votes. Let's see. It's 60-40. 60-40. You said this is a hard one. He took Cassie too far with this, but she was in it too. Well, that's your own vote, Ben. You could say that. So Ben is saying, guys, he took it too far, but she was into it as well. What do you guys think? Yes, it was called the White Slave Act. That's correct. We gonna get to that, B. You said where was the forced labor with Jane? We'll get to that. Yeah, the law kind of matters because it's still on the books. Now, what's interesting here is we're not getting a lot of votes. What's interesting? Can we get some more votes, guys? Can we at least get to 50 votes? Let me see what we got. It's 66-34%. I don't, and see, it's 29%, 29 votes. 67-33%. That means they're going to be hung up on this. We're hung up on it. Oh, you know what I should have did? I should have went to the first 12 votes. That's what I should have did. But nah, and we just going with y'all. We hung up on it. We can't come to no unanimous situation. Maybe let me kind of look at the percentage and see 68-32. That's kind of overwhelming. Just that's evidence to consider. was still in the building today. Yeah, yes, Ben. So I saw somebody took a video of him. He always get there early too. He, the majority of the jurors are men, and that can redefine the jury as well. Cassie and Jane wasn't the one engaging. Wait, let me think about that. So, that definition is interesting because Cassie and Jane wasn't the one engaging in prose. The male sex workers were. That is true because they hired them. Remember, Jane said she called some up, set some up. Yeah, they were like the Johns kind of, but it adds a twist to it because it was really for Puff's gratification. So it kind of adds a twist to it. What do y'all think? But yeah, technically, but to see, here's the thing: he didn't get charged with with the sex workers. Only Jane and Cassie. This is not half though. This is not close. It's 37.63%. That's not close. And half the people not really even wanting to vote on it. We didn't get to 50 yet. They just kind of like whatever at this point. Yeah, it's one of those antiquated laws that's on the books, Ben. And it was instrumental in convicting Jack Johnson back in the early 1900s. And Trump pardoned him, by the way. He took that crime off the books. That conviction off the books. I'm just gonna end it here. The majority said guilty. Let me just go to Jane. Man. You said knowingly transport any woman or girl across state lines for the purpose of prostitution or debauchery or for any other immoral purpose. Read yeah, under that definition it said debauchery. And guess what he called it? He called it debauchery. It's like he knew the law, dog. It's like Puff knew what he was. He called it debauchery. And it's under that law. It says debauchery. I don't know if he knew what he was doing was wrong. Because why did he call it debauchery? And under that law in the Mann Act, it says debauchery. I don't know. Maybe that's a coincidence. But he called it debauchery. He called it a lot of things. Oh man, come on, Solo. Let me get you out of here. Oh Lord. Ooh, boo, they get me. Oh yeah, they get me. Yeah, let me get him out of here. Guys, it's close even with Jane. Guys, it's close. Even with Jane, guys. So we're gonna be hung up on Jane. Because it's too close. Jane is too close. Look at the percentage already. Oh yeah, they had the corn bots hit me at one time. That was crazy. Yeah, they hit all the live streams. Guys, it's close with Jane. It's 50-50-48. It was almost 50-50. It's 50-50, 52-48. Yeah, we hung up on that charge for sure. So he ain't gonna. So I'm thinking it's gonna be, guys. We looking at a hung jury here, fam. The way we're voting hung jury, man. Because we can't be unanimous on nothing. Well, I heard that his family is planning something for the Fourth of July party for him. But did anybody tell me they read where it don't look like he's getting a pardon? I didn't get a chance to read it. I had to do some things today. I didn't get a chance to catch up the news. Did the White House say anything to hint at it that they're not doing it? Somebody told me that. I I was asking that question before Dane. Somebody said it's because they registered as a business. Thank you, Thomas Brock, for the donation. If you listening, Thomas, I didn't mean to say the whole name. Damn, Thomas, thank you for the donation for the Cash App. If you listening, Thomas. Um, yeah, I know he said he would look into it, but somebody said they said something today. I don't know why they don't get in trouble, or maybe they in areas where it's not, they don't get in trouble. But it's been always been a business though. They just never got in trouble for it. So I had that question. I say, isn't that considered trafficking as well if they're going across lines? I guess it is, depending on what they're doing. If there's some craziness involved, but it's a business, really. That's considered a business. Or maybe they might need to rethink things. No, you didn't break the law. Oh, because you're trying to say you went cross state lines for the purposes of a sex act. That's what you're trying to say. And it's a honeymoon. No, you're not breaking the law. I would say no. If that's the case, a lot of people listening right now don't broke the law. Everybody, y'all broke the law. I'm afraid to say, Antoine, you broke the law, man. I need to go I need to go tell the government on you. You broke the law. It's probably based on whether you're married or not. Back then, the Mann Act, it didn't care if you were married or not. It was called the white, slave law or something. So if he was dating outside of his race, they would have got him on the Mann Act. If he crossed state lines going around, and it could be consensual. Yeah, yeah. Even marriage, Chantel. Because back then it was against the law to marry outside your race. I'm not saying Antoine did, but that's what the Mann Act was for. Because look at Jack Johnson. So it's too close, guys. The trafficking is too close with us right now. I thought it was going to be overwhelming, like overwhelming in one way or the other, like an overwhelming not guilty or an overwhelming guilty. It's not. It's 50-50. They could be hung up. If you guys on the jury, it'll be a mistrial for sure. Y'all can't come up with nothing unanimous on nothing, and we got to take one vote away for the one that's trolling. So he trolling, okay, and then we got to take the vote away from the Shaka Khan person. That person got Shaka Khan on the mind. I don't know what Diddy did to Shaka Khan. So we taking your vote away. Or we have to admonish you. Can you please not think about Shaka Khan? Please. And we taking Tajali away because he just said guilty on what, man? Like guilty of who? Like we taking your vote away because you ain't even caring. You're doing jury nullification. Actually, no, your vote really does count because you're doing jury nullification. You said guilty of what, man? Guilty of what? Of who? It's too damn messy. You said nothing is clear. These laws are after. All right, Chantel, you down with it? So we hung up, Chantel. We just might as well stop voting. We're all hung up, okay? So now we can all agree that we can't come up with nothing unanimous. Nothing. Okay? See, I'm the jury for person, so go get the bailiff. Go get the bailiff. Well, guys, you only deliberated for 20 minutes. Get the bailiff. Get the bailiff because we're not gonna come up with nothing. Get the bailiff, man. Judge, we can't come up with nothing. We can't be unanimous on nothing, Judge. Nothing. Okay? But did you go through all the chart? We did. We went through all the charges, man. We can't even come to a unanimous on a predicate act. We can't even do that. Okay? So get the judge, man. And you know what the judge is gonna do, Chantel? He's gonna give us the Allen charge. Okay, so just think about this for a second, guys. We don't been administered the Allen charge, meaning that he's trying to tell us to come up with something. So he gave us the Allen charge. Can we come up? Can we come up with something, y'all? Yeah, what did he do to Shaka Khan? Like for real? Look, we in here, Judge. We in here talking about Shaka Khan, man. Like we up in here talking about Shaka Khan, man. You know what we'll do, y'all? We'll be in there rolling. We'll be in there rolling because we already know we effed up the case. We effed it up. We effed up the case. He got to do it again. We effed up the case, man. So we just rolling now. We just rolling. We hold up. We gotta wait for a lunch break. We gotta at least get a lunch break out of this. Listen. We gotta at least get a lunch break out of this before we break this news to the judge because he's already given us the Allen charge, and we can't even figure out what he did with Shaka Khan. Antoine, the past is the past. And see, Antoine talking about the past. Look, Antoine talking about himself. Antoine, we supposed to be talking about this, Antoine. We trying to deliberate. That's what we doing. Antoine didn't know Ashley Madison was that old. Wait, what did I miss? Shaw asked him, he don't even know what's going on. Guys, we done. We done, yo. Guys, we done. Cause we can't even come up. We trying to figure out what Shaka Khan, what he do with Shaka Khan. Shaw don't even know what's going on. He said, man, what we talking about, man? Shaw, we the jury right now. You see the poll. We the jury. We trying to come up with a unanimous decision here. Remember, to convict Puff, it has to be unanimous, guys. Guys, can we do this again? Can we come up with something unanimous? All right, let's see what we got. No, this is not unanimous. We might as well end it. It's not unanimous. It's not unanimous, man. Look at that. Look at that. It's not unanimous. What we doing, guys? Because the judge already gave us the Allen charge, and we don't messed up the case. You said I seen it. Shaka lost me, bro. You see, you saw. You know what's going on. We don't know. Somebody said, "Yo, I don't even like what he did with Shaka Khan," and the daughter don't even like him. So what did he do to Shaka Khan? No, seriously, what did he do to Shaka Khan, man? You said if Cassandra didn't do that lawsuit, Diddy wouldn't be in court. So Ravens, we already know where you at. You thinking about the lawsuit. Come on, Ravens. We trying to go to a unanimous decision here. You're talking about the lawsuit. You said People magazine said Diddy yelled at Shaka. We might as well don't even call in because we ain't gonna come up with a decision. We not. We hung up, man. Go get the bailiff. Bailiff? Yes, Mr. Four Person. We ready. Because we can't come up with nothing. Okay, I'll tell the judge. So the judge is calling us in. And we laughing because we already had lunch. We laughing, yo. We laughing. See, we can't look, he said yelling is nothing. Look, we done. We can't come up with a verdict. And we deliberated for 24 hours. And we can't come up with nothing. So all right, I understand you guys can't reach a unanimous decision on nothing, huh? Nope, Judge, we can't. All right, well, thank you for your time. Thank you for y'all service. There's Antoine talking about he trying to figure out how the law applies to him. Antoine, Antoine trying to figure out how the law applies to him, bro. And we thinking about Shaka Khan. Um, Somebody practicing jury nullification because Sajali came up in here and said guilty with who, man? Guilty with who? So he practicing jury nullification. Okay, let's get one more lunch out of it. Yeah, look, we thinking about getting more bread. We thinking about getting. We need some dinner. And yo, we really done. What is it? Corn Bush Mama said it's really up to God. Then we done brought God into it. Yeah, it's over with. It's over with, yo. All right, I'm back. You said there wasn't no sound. It's over with. Guys, it's over. Somebody said it's us up to God. All right, we want Chinese food because, you know what I'm saying? We still deliberating. You feel me? Yo, you know what we should do? Because we got to get some fame off this. We got to let this go a whole week. Guys, we just can't just say it's over. We got to let this go a whole week. We got to have them waiting. You feel me? Okay, let's sleep on it, right? Because since we can't come up with a verdict today, let's sleep on it because we might change our vibration in the morning. You said I'm gonna need Diddy to slide the bag. Look at Chantel thinking about a bag now. Damn, he thinking about a bag. So anybody can get in touch with Lucci. What's the name? Lucy. What's the guy's name? His guy brother, Lucci. Can we get a bag, Lucci? Because we might can vote not guilty. We might. Well, how about this, guys? Are y'all down to? All right, this is what we gonna do. I'm just doing one vote, and if we can get past 50%, we're gonna vote not guilty. Hold on. Hold on. For not guilty. Yes or no? Let's just do that. Let's just do that, yo. If we can get if we can get over what's the percentage, y'all? We can get over 50% to say yes. We're gonna say he not guilty, man. Like we gonna do that. Okay, we gonna wait. Yeah, we hung up on that as well. We even hung up on we're even hung up on the not guilty. Well, it's 50 now. Let me see. It's 64-38. 64-38. Okay, damn, y'all saying no. Guys, y'all not cooperating, man. Let me think about this. Okay, we're getting some action now. People are voting. Yeah, we need to be on. Like now, Chantel's saying we need to be on code now. Chantel's saying, man, we just gonna say not guilty, man. That's what we gonna do. Cause we can't end this. We can't have this in a hung jury, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's think about this, man. Cause if y'all, we need to be on code now. So wait, let me see what y'all saying. Okay, we at 48. Because if we hung up, if we that means we have doubt. If we hung up, so we might as well say not guilty. We might as well say that because we obviously hung up. You said no. I need a bag for not guilty is what I'm saying. Damn, Chantel. Oh, we need a bag. All right, she needs a bag. So we're gonna have to get in touch with somebody to see if we can get um and get her a bag. Well, we all need a bag. We all, not just you, we all need a bag. Look, the bribery is real. Look, we all need a bag. We need to talk. What's his what guy brother name? Lucci. We need to go talk to Lucci. Yo, Lucci, listen. I go to Harlem for y'all. Like, look, Lucci, listen. We on the jury. Yo, bro, I can't be talking to you, bro. We need a bag. Lucci, we need a bag, yo. It's been 3 days now. So, let me see what the percentage is. 40, 41 to 59%. That's kind of close. Who is in favor for not guilty? We hung up on that. You said reasonable for not guilty verdict. But I'm with Chantel. We need a bag. But hold the freak off. Antoine. Now we gonna go to Antoine. Antoine, the voice of reason. Antoine. Wait a minute. Just Zelle or Cash App the funds? Even he saying that. Come on, Ant. Ant, come on, man. You said it's hung, fam. No Diddy. Yeah, we hung up, man. Let's just end it. Guys, we hung up. We can't vote on nothing. We can't vote. We can't have nothing. We can't be nothing unanimous. Antoine already on code. He needs a bag, so I need to go hit Lucci up. Yo, Lucci, look, here's the deal. What's up? What's up, fam? Listen, first of all, how did you find me, fam? Listen, man, it ain't hard to find you. Lucci, we need a bag. Because it's been 3 days and we still deliberating. And we can have this over tomorrow. We need a bag. We need cash. We need a bag. Well, how much y'all talking? Okay, so how much we need, y'all? It's 12 of us. What we looking at, Ant? Let's go with Antoine, because Chantel gonna ask for an astronomical figure. Ant, what we need for the not guilty is 12 of us. Divide that by 12. How much we need? Miss LA, don't worry. We hung up, Miss LA. It don't matter. Max, you called the hung jury from the beginning. Okay, well, that's what we looking at right now. Mimi, come on, man. He not doing that. He definitely not doing that. They've been on told on us. Guys, we can't ask for astronomical amount. Okay, 15K. You said 500 total? Okay. That's 41,000 a piece. 41.6 a piece. 6 million each. We can't do that because how are we gonna hide that money? Okay, Smoke, come on, man. Smoke, how we gonna spend that 1 million? Like, where we gonna put in Bitcoin? Like, how are we gonna do that? We need something realistic. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't. It ain't no way we can move $1 million without the government watching us. We need something small, man. Just something for our troubles. 24,000 ain't bad for our troubles. Like 24 a piece. That's good for our trouble. Offshore account. Look, truth. Well, look, truth is what I don't know. Damn. You said offshore accounts is nice. Bitcoin and offshore. How about Bitcoin wallets? No, that's gonna catch us though. Bitcoin. You said, all right, 50K each. That ain't bad, Smoke. Smoke section, 50K ain't bad. Invest in John. Oh my God, I mean, come on, man. Let's be serious here. Can we be serious about the pay? Because now it's turning into a heist. Now we all got to be shutting our mouths. You said I need to pay off student loans and buy a house. You ain't the only one, Chantel. Let me think about this. Um, Yo, they can really make this happen. Because I'll just be in Harlem somewhere and just happen to run into Lucci. You said no bills over 50. That's true, Antoine. But you know man, y'all off the hook. That's the only thing I can tell you. Guys, man, y'all off the hook. Man, at least we on code. You said, what about overtime installments? I know because we've been doing this over 3 days. And we gotta make it look good. We gotta go at least a week after the 4th of July. We have to make it look good. But the judge can be like, what's taking them so long, yo? Like, he don't gave us the Allen chart. We working on it, Judge. We working on it. We working on it. We working on this. 50K in the XRP. That ain't bad. In the storage wallet. Truth, I like that. Okay, Jose Wayne, hold on. What is he saying? Oh, you already got it. Somebody took national. What are you saying? National basketball. Tom, damn, they going at us, Ant. Guys, as it stands right now, we can't be unanimous on nothing. Oh my God, here come ticket. Lord have mercy. Okay. We trying, Christy. We trying. Um, yeah, so Christy, we're not unanimous on anything. Okay, this is what we gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Okay? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. Chantel, you're gonna vote. Max, you're gonna vote. Shy X, you're gonna vote. Wait. Antoine, you're gonna vote. Guys, I need 12 volunteers. We're gonna get to the bottom of this bullshit. We're gonna get to job. We're gonna get, as of right now, this is what we're gonna do. Not guilty for one. I'm talking about not guilty on everything, and two, just guilty on everything right now. Press one or two right now. One for not guilty, two for not guilty until I get to 12 people. Fuck this. Let's go. Okay, all right, you know what? We're gonna pick people. Cause y'all tripping, yo. Y'all tripping. We've been here. Okay, we hung up on that. Forget it, y'all. Don't vote no more. Don't vote. Don't vote. We can't be unanimous on anything. What's up, midwife? Willie, we can stop. We can't be, look at that, purple saying we can't come up with a unanimous decision. This is a hung jury. But we can make this a not guilty all the way down if we get some bread. That's what we working on, Christy. We pulling a heist. Now we pulling a heist. So we talking about an offshore Bitcoin wallet with some money in it. You said, okay, no money involved, too guilty. Yeah, but Chantel, it's already, we hung up already. We got twos and ones now. We already hung up. So that's what's gonna happen with this jury, guys. They gonna be hung up. They're gonna have at least one holdout in that jury. I'm telling y'all that now. And it could be the one you least expected. Look at Cheat. He said free Uncle Diddy, man. See? We hung up, man. We can't, it ain't gonna happen in here. So forget it. He said, but seriously, for me too, not guilty. Okay, you got not guilty. You said, I believe that hung up jury, right? Deadlock. And look, Miss LA, she in the jury deliberation room talking about free nature boy, man. Yeah. We'll be in there rolling. But see, we gotta keep it down just in case the bailiff starts snitching. You know what I'm saying? He'll go to the judge, yo, they wildin', judge. They wildin'. They wildin' in there, yo. So we have to be real quiet. We have to pass notes. Actually, we can't take the notes out there. They might snitch on us with the notes. So we just have to really be real quiet. I'm going to Harlem to talk to Lucci. All right? We need 50 apiece. But Chantel trying to pay off her student loan, so she want more than that. She want more than that, and she want to buy a house. So what can you help us with, Lucci? And I will find them. I will find them. All I gotta do is go inquire around. I'll find them. Or because they all stand in New York, right? Oh, I'll find them. That's just what it is. Look at this. Charles is off the hook. Let me just get Charles out of here. Charles ain't letting us eat. So we all need some money, Miss LA. That's the bottom line. Because let's see, the reason why we're saying that, it's a hung jury for us. But how can we make this a not guilty verdict? That's what we're talking about. How can we make this not guilty? Can he change our vibration with something? You said, I'll take what I can get. Okay, I'll take what I get, but not less than 50. Okay, so 50 it is. So, like I said, Lucci, man, he's like, yo, what's up, Max? What's happening? Because he talked to people. What's up? What's happening? Listen, we trying to get love to change our vibration. We're trying to get love to change our vibration, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? 50 a piece. You know what I'm saying? 50 a piece. Okay, 50 a piece. Not guilty? Yeah. I'm dead ass. Not guilty, man. Peace. All right, peace. Meet me here tomorrow. All right, peace. That's it. Peace. You know what I'm saying? And just know I'll have a Hollywood mask on. Just know that. Just know that, because I ain't gonna go there raw dog. I'm gonna have a Hollywood mask on. One of them real joints. Okay? I'll show up there looking like Ted Koppel, yo. I'm dead ass. Okay? With a hoodie on, looking like Ted Koppel with big ass lips. That kind of mask on. Y'all be like, yo, you wildin'. This is now Ocean's 11. We're pulling a heist. We're getting him out. We're gonna get Love out, even though Love was doing the most. We all know that Love was doing the most. He was. But how can we get Love up out of here? Enjoy the 4th of July. Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do with my 50. My ass is off to the scooch. I'm going to Bali for a minute. Just until this shit blow over. I'm going to Bali. Okay? I'm going to Bali until this here blow over. Love. We know Love was doing the most. We do. We not denying this. Love was doing the most. Okay? But I don't think people we don't want to see him go to jail like this. We don't. And y'all voted because we hung up on everything. So we don't want to see him go to jail. Okay? Cassie got her money. Jane chilling. Okay? So how can he change our vibration? Look, where's Antoine going? He said all hail to high treason. You said DiCaprio in Italy. Cassie got her money. Jane is still getting money. We deserve it too. That's right. A toast to the grand insurrection. Look at damn, Ant. He put in the United States flag. He said to the grand insurrection. We pulling a heist for Brother Love. Because we affectionately call him Love. He not Diddy no more, he's Love. So we gonna get Love up out of here. We want some money. And we gonna get him up out of there. Prosecutor said I like to focus the camera to the escorts, not Cassie, to feel the fan. Nah. Oh yeah, she did say that. He was focusing the camera onto the escorts because he's fulfilling a fan. Yeah, she did say that, yo. And the crazy thing is, a lot of people are on code and they not just saying it. They not saying it. Y'all already know how I feel, not guilty, man. But I'm trying to see how y'all feel. Yeah, I'm going to Bali for a little bit because that 50 can last a little long time in Bali. I'll be over there chilling. You said that's how the Commonwealth views the 4th of July. You said I want my money like Cassie. I was coerced into bribing Puff for his free. Look, now he blaming us. I was coerced into bribing Puff for his free. Man, why you doing that to us, man? Why you look, now we coercing him. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So you said I could go either way. See what Mimi saying? She wants some money too, but she not saying it. I could go either way. Let me get my passport too, cause that 50K XRP about to turn into a $500 million. Oh, it's about to turn into a $500 million. Yo, that's a heist. That's a straight up heist. That's a straight up heist, yo. Ryan said Max over there laughing, yo. That's a straight up heist we pulling. No, to make it look good, you gotta, I don't know. I would have to, I don't know. You know, Love would be down for it. He'd be like, what? But see, how can we get it? They had to talk code. His son got to call him like, yo, Pops. Um, yo, Pops, we need 1 million real quick. What you talking, Pops? Trust me, I need 1 million real quick. No, they probably have access to it to get it. You know, the thing is how he lived his life. He lived his life like Ocean's 11. So something could already be in the works, truth be told. He just lived his life like that. He wasn't regular. His life is not regular how he was living it. Make no mistakes. He's not regular person at all. He living his life like Ocean's 11. For real. He living like Ocean's 11. He is very intelligent. He is. All he needed to do was reach one juror. That's all he needed. He only need one. It sucks for him because, you know, he got to sit. You know what I'm saying? He would have to sit. They'll keep trying him. I think 3 is the lucky number. They'll try him 3 times. So he got to be thinking himself 3 years, man. I got to do this for 3 years. Possibly 4. I think this, in my opinion, I think this was in motion when she put that lawsuit in. That's just my opinion on it. This the way the lawsuit was written. And I'm trying to be on code. Like Chantel, we trying to be on code. We trying to get some things paid off, man. We trying to be on code, man. Because I'm not trying to see him do a double nickel. I'm not trying to see that. I'm just not. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we know he had an issue, man. Um, but he turned somebody into a millionaire. That's all I know. And I can't get that past my mind that he turned her into a millionaire. And Jane is over here looking like the best definition of chilling. Okay? So, yeah. So, I don't know. All right. You guys have spoken. So we hung up. And at that, if I'm the jury for a person, you know what I would say? Guys, honestly, do you want him to do this another year, man? Let's just say not guilty, man. Because we hung up, man. We obviously have doubt. The majority of us have doubt, man. Like, can we just let him go, man? Let's just do jury nullification. And then I would talk it. I would say it. Let's just nullify this dude, man, and get up out of here. I mean, for real. Let's nullify this dude and get up out of Dodge, man. But I know what y'all thinking, Max. I for that nullification, I need some money. All right, let me go see what I could do. I'll just be happen to be strolling around Harlem. Yeah, see, Mac, if you're going with guilty, some of us in here are not saying that. We can't unanimously come with a guilty verdict. We can't. Just not happening. We're representing every day in the jury because it has to be unanimous. All 12 have to vote guilty, and I'm not trying to do that. So, by any means, I'm not trying to do that. Oh, he did. He did sue them. You said, "Give me your reasoning of not guilty." I have doubt because the woman she requested money and got it. So I'm thinking it's a money grab. Jane getting a rent paid, so I can't be mad at her. So I'm good on that, and that's it. I'm we not on nothing no more, Mac. We can't come up with nothing. We're not unanimous on anything. We're not unanimous on anything. Yeah, we're not unanimous on anything. You said the you said obvious you said obvious arson. Yeah, it might be obvious, but I'm still doing nullification. I know common sense will tell me that something happened, but I'm hung up on everything, bro. I'm just being 100 with you. I'm hung up on everything. I'm hung up on everything, bro. I'm hung up on if we gonna get something to eat out of this deal. I'm hung up on that 50K a piece look pretty good right now. So yeah, I'm hung up on everything. I'm hung up on all possibilities. Sure am, man. Hung up on everything. So if I'm hung up on it, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I know what he did. I know what he did. I'm not happy with the domestic stuff. But sister did get 20 large. She did get 20 million. So I say it's just, even. How you doing?
Fine.
All right, so
It's good you're with your mom,
yeah, I'm watching her.
because I worry about her.
Oh, yeah, I am too.
And I love
Sorry about that, y'all. I was talking to the neighbor. Man, but I think it's a good time for me to roll out. And I'll be back a little later. I'm going to catch up on the latest from the video, see what they're talking about. But I'll definitely be there tomorrow, probably be in for the night. To get ready and prepare for tomorrow. But I'm going to talk to y'all later. The conversation was good.